Hey guys, so we recently showed you how we've got ourselves situated in a marina for winter, and things are going good, but now that we've kind of gotten our bearings, we're going to change things up while we're here. This is going to be the longest time that we've been stationary at any given place. We figured that it would be a good time to bring a vision to life.
Welcome to Sailing Jibsea. 2 years ago, we knew nothing about sailing, but took off from Canada with an urge for adventure. I'm Steph, this is Travis, and this is our home, Jibsea. We moved quickly and in a short time have made it down south and even crossed an ocean, but we still have a whole lot more of the world to see. Subscribe and join our life on the water.
Well, we didn't think it would be a good time. It's kind of presented itself to be a good time. The longer we've been on this boat, the more stuff we accumulate.
Like a house?
Yeah, just like a house, and we've been cramming it into the V-berth, and it's just been sitting over top of this mattress that's in there. And I always wanted to keep it a bedroom up here, just in case we ever had guests, but turns out, we rarely have guests.
It's our dark, wet dungeon of the boat.
Yeah, it's starting to be like the basement of the boat, like tuck it in the basement. In the Caribbean, I did notice it sweated a little bit, and you get some mold buildup. And it drove us nuts because you'd always have to clean it. When it's just crammed with stuff, you got to pull it all out, clean the walls. And
it's a big headache.
It's just not ideal for what we want.
Hunters have a lot of storage as it is, a lot of space, but we've been living full-time on the boat for 2 years. We literally brought everything with us. Winter stuff, summer stuff, personal stuff, just stuff. And we've accumulated more stuff. We want more storage just to make it a little bit more clean in there. I know we kind of held off on it. I personally was a little bit apprehensive about just tearing things down because our boat's interior is I would say it's very good for the age of the boat, 33 years.
Yeah.
We didn't change anything on the interior when we purchased Jibsea. I mean, outside, she wasn't pretty when we got her. I remember when Travis showed me the boat on the dock. I remember looking at it and I was like, this is it? Like, she's not pretty on the outside.
The back of this transom does look depressing.
He was like, no, you just got to clean her up. Once you clean out everything.
Ignore the disgusting looking everything.
And this is what I'm going to be doing over the winter. I'll be like waking up, be like, okay, time to clean all this. Try to get all these wires perfect and nice and neat.
I wish we had filmed more before when we first bought the boat to kind of show you guys where she started from, but we had no idea how to film anything, what to film, etc.
How to put it together. Anything.
Yeah. So unfortunately we didn't, but I mean, aesthetically, outside she wasn't pretty. Inside, she was great, just needed a good wipe down and stuff. So we didn't want to tear down the inside and customize it the way we might have wanted to. Outside, yes, we did all the things. Changed the enclosure, we changed, the steering wheel, the outside, like the paint and all of that. But the inside was something we didn't want to touch.
Oh, baby, look at it shine. I'm not a woodworker. I've never really done woodworking. I've done like basic shelf building that are always janky.
But you're still really good. I have faith in you.
I make it up as I go.
I have faith in him. He's good.
And I don't want to start digging into the boat.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it, sort of thing.
But it's kind of broke now, so I might as well dig into it. For some reason, up here in the V-berth, it collects more moisture than the rest of the boat. And I think because it's not a wide space, it's the front of the boat. At least that's what I'm guessing.
If you've been following our journey, you know that we wing it. We decide where we're going very last minute, and we decided to hit up some pretty cold and very, very damp locations. And that is not so friendly to our non-insulated boat. We weren't set up for it. I mean, the boat's not set up for it, but these places were just too amazing to pass up. So we cruised through those areas for 6 months or so. Those 6 months very, very quickly deteriorated an already, problematic area in terms of dampness on our boat.
The last few months, it's really gotten bad up there where it's actually destroyed the wood on the walls. In the holes, moisture's coming through. That's actually mold. Here's underneath the mattress. Just soaked. It's gone. My poor painting. It's got mold on it. Up there, it's
absolutely brutal.
It's disgusting up here. But there's a lot of water in the bottom here, and I don't think that's just condensation. There might
be a leak.
There might be a leak somewhere up in the bow. So hopefully exposing this wood will allow me to really get a visual. This is going to give me an opportunity to rip out what I wanted to rip out, and it's going to expose some areas to see if it is just condensation or if there's potential leakage parts, like if it's leaking somewhere, then I can really see it. We're going to have it so it's a really nicely cleaned off storage area so you don't see the storage, but we're also going to gain a Pullman style bed to the port side of the boat. So you're going to get a more usable bed plus storage is the idea of this. But I'm a little bit nervous because I don't want to make it look too janky. I want to do it really like clean and professional looking job.
And we don't want it to look off in comparison to the whole interior style of the boat either. We want it to look unison. But
I feel like it's good to start in the V-berth because it is a doored off area that's going to be our storage. So it's a good tester spot on my skills on trying to do woodworking, because I would eventually, our boat is getting older. The more we live on it, the more wear it gets and stuff like that. So I would like to refinish some of this wood eventually.
Because sometimes I feel like if we tore stuff down for what we exactly wanted, I feel like we probably wouldn't have ever gone cruising. It would have taken us forever. So maybe we did it the opposite way. We went cruising and then our boat went to instead of starting out with a boat and then going cruising.
No,
I don't know.
Well, we wanted to get off the dock in less than 8 months. We would have probably still been there building because I would have been too meticulous and like, okay, that's got to be like, we had like 3 months to get the boat looking nice on the outside, and did a little bit of electrical work and stuff like that throughout the winter on the inside.
It's like some sort of like messed up brain teaser.
It is. And it messes my brain. Trying to follow a wire that goes to this that I don't even know what it goes for. Be a radio. Could have just been a wire that someone's like, I left there, and then it was an old electronic.
I want to make anything look different.
This is going to be a big undertaking for us, but we figured now is as good of a time as any. We're where we need to be able to do this.
Hopefully.
Yeah. And I don't know, hopefully it turns out good. Okay, so he's just opened the door to the V-berth and I can smell it. It smells cold, damp, and moldy, which is so nasty. And I think it's because like normally we don't smell it even if the door's open because we're not tussling things around and there are belongings in there. I guess, I don't know, that soak up the smell. But now that he's opened it up, he's tussled it, we've got the airflow going with the hatch open. It smells not so great. Should probably be wearing a mask while he's in there because I don't think it's all that good for you to be inhaling that stuff. It can't be.
I think I feel it in my throat.
I'm not surprised.
These would be fine.
No, those are...
They're fine. With the big... Oh, no. Great!
Better than nothing!
Now that my throat's feeling tingly, a bunch of mold in there. This makes it look way worse than it is. Yeah.
No, it actually smells pretty bad.
I think our mattress in the back is 6'7" and 6'6" right before those. Use that as a marker.
Ooh, it is really cold in here with that hatch open. There isn't enough space for the both of us in here, so I'm taking back out.
All the wood paneling, I'm going to pull it off. We have this foam, glue the foam to the wall so it creates insulation to starboard and port side, at least up until where I'm going to stop. Like I think I'm going to have a wall roughly here. It's going to go down, it's going to come across like this, and then it's going to shoot this way. Then underneath, take this straight back to here, and then follow the edge so it's going to be a wall all the way to here. I think a couple doors here so we can get everything. And then on this side, we're gonna have a nice 6'3" or 6'4" bed. So all this is gonna go. Not 100% confident with my finishing woodwork skills and the tools I have. So it's gonna be quite interesting because I don't know how I'm gonna finish this area. I don't know if I'm gonna leave this whole area empty and do drawers. The bottom here is to be determined, and the skills that I have to sort of finish it. Overwhelming project at the moment just because the temperature and the climate, it's gonna be really hard. I don't want to start this project and not be able to finish it because, say, all the insulation I do up here doesn't help with the condensation, and now I got raw wood that I need to finish before it gets wet. Stuff like that, so we'll see how this project sort of unfolds. But I think all in all, it'll be really well put together, and it'll just utilize this space way better. So all right, I guess let's get to it. Pull apart old Betsy here, figure out where to put that bike, somewhere probably top side. Take this mattress out. I'm gonna measure where it's gonna replace, because the mattress is still good. I know it's wet, but every time I dry it out, it's fine. So today is demo day. We're gonna be ripping apart the V-berth to start this big project. Things are gonna get a little bit messy. I know that's probably going to bug us because we like keeping everything so clean and tidy. Travis has gotten started already. Start pulling this wall off. And I'm going to get started on removing all the foam that's on our wall.
Fortunately, it doesn't smell like mold anymore in here. I think after airing it out, removing all the stuff, primarily that painting that was covered in mold, it was making it reek in here, but we ridded the mold smell. It's still really wet, like that's soaked here.
We're gonna remove all of this stuff. Remove the beauty station, the cabinet, fiddles. I'm thinking about utilizing this old fiddle to maybe mount up here.
Some of this stuff comes off really easily, and some of it just doesn't even scrape off. What did they use to glue this? Forget leg day at the gym. Leg day in the V-berth, back day in the V-berth.
That's an important piece of wood. That's solid wood. So that's going to be one of our corners right here. So this is going to be the bed. It's like almost 4 feet across there by 6'6" to 6'8". I think it'll be good. How's it going up here?
I think I'm almost done what I can get with the scraper. This is the last little corner, but I think with all this stuff that I can't really get off.
We have to take some sandpaper to it when
Yeah.
it's drier. These panelings were a good idea, and probably when they were installed, they probably look great. But I'm just undecided on if we're gonna keep them or remove them. I'm probably gonna try to shift them all down, and if it doesn't look great, then we'll scrap the whole idea.
Nasty.
Ugh.
Productive first day, I would say, because we have so limited hours of sunlight and it gets real cold up there.
Real quick.
Ripped apart everything.
Gutted the V-berth except one piece of cabinetry.
We initially thought that we were only going to strip the starboard wall, but we ended up tearing down the port side wall as well. We disassembled a lot of the cabinetry and evaluated the wood to kind of see what state it was in, what pieces we could reuse, how we could repurpose it.
I was up till like 3 o'clock last night just staring at everything. And I think I can utilize some of the wood.
Actually, you said, I'm a genius. I'm a genius. This is ingenious. There's some pretty good ideas we're really excited about showing how we're going to repurpose some of the stuff, minimize the new materials that we have to purchase, because we're obviously trying to do it as cheap as we can. Like we had mentioned, we want it to look unison with the rest of the boat. We didn't really want to change it. So if it's going to match everything, I'm really excited about that. I think it's going to look really cute if it's how we have it pictured and it turns out as good as we hope it's going to turn out. I think it's going to be super cute.
Yeah, you know, that's the goal. Is I didn't want to go mucking with it up there if it was just going to be totally off the beaten track of what the rest of the boat looks like.
Like it looks like IKEA in there and it looks like old school.
Yeah. So it's cool that we can use a lot of the pieces up there for repurposing it up there, so it'll make it sort of look everything the same. There might be one thing that we have to do, and we might have to paint a wall instead of stain because the difference might be too great. I might do a test strip, and we might go that route. We might not. We'll see. We'll figure out that, but I think it's going to look really good.
Kind of feels good to strip it all down, and now it's time to build up.
That's the fun part. We get to build up now.